Hello, and welcome to the live Tilda workshop on how to create a portfolio website in 1 hour. My name is Elizabeth, and I'm very excited today to speak about the portfolio website and also to create one in front of your eyes, of course. But before we start, I want to ask a couple of questions to you guys because I want this live stream, it's live for a reason. So let's make it interactive, okay? My first question is please drop your location so that we know how many countries and how many nationalities perhaps are today with us, okay? It's always very interesting to know. The second important thing I want to say is that the recording of this webinar will be available on Tilda YouTube channel. Okay, so if you are not as a follower yet, or if you have not subscribed yet, you can do this now to watch this webinar and others later. Okay, so I'll be happy also if you give us the thumbs up in case you like the topic or in case you like our conversation. That will help us to will help more people to get to know about nice solutions that can make their life easier. Very good. Well, I think we're ready to start. I'm ready when you are. And the last thing I want to say is that so today we're gonna speak about the portfolio website, and my talk will be about 1 hour long. I really encourage you to ask any questions that come to your mind during the webinar. I will check them every now and then on my second screen over here. And also, if you want to ask something specific or an advice on the design part, on the developing part, or any other question, you're very welcome. Okay. Another question that I want to ask you is, what do you do in life? Because when we were creating this webinar, we were thinking about, first of all, the creative people, because who needs the portfolio website? Well, those who have something to show to the world, right? So who can be that? Designers, photographers, right? Illustrators, or perhaps architects, these independent creative people. But also small businesses, perhaps architectural bureaus or video production companies, right? Also personal brand people like speakers, podcasters, authors, they all would benefit greatly from the portfolio website. So if you want to share your occupation, what do you do in life? Are you independent? Are you an employee? Maybe you're looking for a job, or maybe you're just starting as a I don't know, a designer or a photographer or anyone. So please drop a line in the chat. I will just have a look at it, and yeah, that will also help me to maybe pay more attention to certain things and less to others. So I'm very excited to get to know you guys better. Okay, we have two people here already. Jamie from Orange Country, California, USA. Hi Jamie. Hi California. There is a person from Slovakia. Very nice. Okay, so yeah, as I said, today our webinar will be dedicated to the portfolio website. But first of all, before jumping in and creating one, I want to speak about two important things. So first of all, who may benefit from the portfolio website, and how exactly would you benefit from having one? I mean, why portfolio website? Because there are plenty of options nowadays to show your work, right? You can use social media. You can use a very simple Notion document, for example, with the links to your portfolio, or any other solutions like that. I mean, why to bother and create a website for yourself and for your portfolio? So I have a lot of answers to this question, right? If you have other thoughts, you're very welcome also to use the chat of this webinar, right? So in the meantime, while I will be talking about it, I will be showing you some of the portfolio websites that were created on Tilda that look really awesome, and that I like them, and we're gonna discuss their structure right after the intro. Okay, and after that I'm gonna just jump in and create a one-page portfolio website, custom portfolio website, and I will show you how to do that using ZeroBlock, that Tilda's built-in web design editor, right? So the reasons why you may need a portfolio website. Let me just make myself a little bit smaller so that you can benefit from looking at these beautiful websites, right? It's easy to share. First of all, it's just one link, right? So if you have a website, you can just share the link to it, and people will understand what you do. This is very very useful. And another thing is that you have the full control over the layout, especially if you are in the visual business, right? If you're a designer, photographer, or things like that. I think it's a very nice asset for you to have a full control of how your website or how your portfolio looks, because you care, right? Because we do care, and it's not irrelevant for us if it's a blank page with a bunch of links, or it's a nicely designed website like this one, for example. Another very important thing, I think, is the website can help you to generate leads. In other words, it can help you to find new clients or to find your dream job, because you can benefit from creating an online form, for example, and people who are interested, they will just share their contacts, and you can get new assignments like that. So this is only website can do, right? Kind of a contact form where you also can collect their contacts, their emails, phone numbers, whatever you use, and then make newsletters, why not, or contact them back when you have new skill set, for example, or when you want to present new services, or anything of this sort. So you're gonna create your own email base, right? The database of contacts, which is very, very helpful in the long run, especially if you're independent, especially if you are a freelancer, right? So why else website? It does increase trust, because many times when people are hiring, when companies are hiring, it's very important for them to see your personal projects and to see your personal website, especially if you are into the design, into web design, of course, but also if you are a videographer, for example, or a photographer, right? It's very it just increases trust, because people think that, well, people and companies, so like your prospective clients and companies that you want to target or you want to join, they will see that you do exist, that you have some experience, and you have a right skill set to present it. And this, I think, can really make a difference in their decision of working with you or not, right? And also, of course, if you're a designer, the website is something, it is a must, because you can also use it to demonstrate what kind of designer you are and what are the skills that you have. So it's kind of a show of time, right? So let's go and discuss a little bit of how you can structure your portfolio. Okay, so what can be the layout and what can be the sequence of the sections on the website that will work. Okay, so this is one of the examples of a freelance designer from the Netherlands. This website was created on Tilda as well, and let's see how he organizes his portfolio. So first of all, he's underlining his skills, like what he does, how it can help you, right? So the first part, the first section after the hero section, obviously, has to directly speak to your potential client and tell them very, very clearly, and better very, very briefly, so that people will read, because if it's too long, people will never bother and read the whole text. Even here, I would also just go through the titles, these titles and the subtitles, and I would only read this body text in case I'm really interested in this service. So first you present how you can help, okay? Then the next thing is, okay, what he has also two services that he offers, the photography and the video. Okay, very good. A bit of animation, a bit of fun, because, well, he's a designer, he has to show his skill set, he knows how to do animation. Then you can see that it's incredibly interactive website. You see on hover effects everywhere. Over here there is a fun thing that if you click on his headshot, you can, yeah, there is this fun effect. It's also kind of a showing off time for a designer. All right, some numbers, very good. Some client reviews, which is which can be very helpful. But then we're gonna discuss the client reviews a bit later, because it can be a little bit tricky with the clients, because their feedback has to be very like people have to trust. Right, so he has some links here, and that's very good, because you can check that this person exists, because many people, of course, would just create these feedbacks out of their head and put just random people, whatever. So be careful with the feedback. Then the wow effect is his like a superpower of this designer. So he really likes to work with animation, and he's showing it at large, and also you as a client or a potential employer understand that this guy knows how to deal with animation, right? So there are some, you see, nice effects here. The big companies that he used to work with, they work very well. If you have companies like Pepsi or or Danone or any big brands that are recognizable among your potential clients, why not to put them? And then the most important section of any portfolio website is this one, is the contacts section, right? So without contacts, the portfolio website is totally useless. And really take your time and think how you can create and how you can design your contacts section, because in this case, as you can see, me as a potential client, I really enjoy the animation on mouse move and everything, but I have to go and copy the email to I have to go and create an email or call the guy, but there is no online form that I can just fill in with my data and directly contact him. So I would prefer to do it differently. Now I want to show you another example, which is the template, not this one, right? So this is the Tilda template that is already pre-designed. So if you don't want to mess and if you're not into web animation like the previous example was, you can go ahead and try this minimalist, which is very nice, minimalist design, and start from here. So what do we have here? This is a very good example of a nicely structured minimalist portfolio for the UI UX designer, right? So the first phrase here on the hero section, there are no pictures, there is no portrait, so you're not screaming of what you look like, because maybe it's irrelevant for your clients, but what is relevant is what you do. And here you say, I design and create websites on Tilda. Very clear? Okay, got it. Then the second part, the second section is how I can help, right? So we discussed, and please remember that it's very important not to speak of yourself, not to start telling your bio or where you studied or what amazing jobs you have already completed. But the most important thing is to speak directly to your visitor and tell how you can help, and say very precisely how. So here you see, I help my customers, startups and small businesses. So he already or she narrows down the number of possible clients. So if you recognize yourself as a startup or small business, you will say, yeah, okay, it's for me. If you're a big boss or a big manager from a huge corporation, maybe you will just close this page, and better like that, because he will not have the unqualified leads afterwards, right? And then UI UX and Tilda. So two very clear specifications, two directions. Everything is clear. Then the next one is a very minimalist and quite airy, let's say, section. where the person says, I focus on clean and meaningful and minimalist design. So this is important to share your style, because if you're into visual, if you're into design especially, or photography, for example, or videography or illustrations, it's important for the client to make sure that you align on the style and you align on the understanding of how the final product looks like or should look like. Okay, so here you can see that the person is into minimalist design. So if you want to do something like a crazily full of animation, like we just saw a couple of seconds ago, probably that is not the person to go with, right? But if you want to like Apple style design, this is your guy, right? So the next one, the next section is dedicated to advantages, right? So like superpowers, your superpowers. What are you good at? And here you can put as next to your skills. For example, you can put that you're great in Figma, in Tilda, or in Photoshop, or any other software. But also, you see, the person says, I'm responsible for deadlines, and that's good. I mean, me as a client, I see that, I say, well, that's important, right? I'm open to anything new. Okay, so he's open to experiments. So maybe if I want to do something like a little bit more crazy, a little bit more let's say different from Apple style minimalist, maybe this person will be open for that, right? And so on. Like I offer several solutions to choose from, which is very good as well, because you know how the work will be structured with this person. So just show a little bit of how you work before showing your actual work, because here is a trick. If you're already very well-known person, or if you have like extremely strong projects and no competitors, if you know how to do something that nobody else on earth can do, then just don't bother. I mean, you can afford yourself not to bother and just go straight into the gallery, you know, or just throw your visitor into the gallery and show your projects, because they're awesome, they're amazing, there is something you know, completely unique. But people like that, they're very few, right? If you have some competitors, if there are 30, 50, or 500,000 people who may do more or less what you do, or have more or less similar skill set, then perhaps you need to bother and to speak about yourself a little bit in detail, okay, before showing your work. So that's important. And I know that many people that are doing visual projects, like designers, photographers, illustrators, again, they don't like, not all of them like to write. And you're not asked here to write like long things. You just need to think very well what you want to underline, what is good about you, you know. So maybe you go ahead and ask your friends or your ex-clients or your people with whom you work, your colleagues, what are your strong points, right? And they will point out of them, because we tend, as creatives, often to be very like too shy, and that's not good for the personal website portfolio. Then there is a couple of projects, right? You can add more. This is just a template, so you can have like 3, 6, 9, and so on. Then again, client reviews. So here I want to say again that in this way, if you put a client like that without any link, this seems a little bit like tricky, because me as a client, as I said earlier, I might think, well, are they real? Is it really true? So if you want to put some reviews, and if you have really like good reviews, like think about who are the people giving you the reviews, and can you provide a link, so that you prove that the person exists, and you prove that the work you did for them exists too. So otherwise, you can also use some video or audio formats for the reviews. But okay, well, you have to really think, well, if you're really gonna benefit somehow from this, or you can just skip this section whatsoever. It's not like super necessary. Then the skill set, which is presented here like that. Okay, well, visual, nice. You can get inspired out of that, right? And here is the contact section. And interesting thing about this template is this is not the end of the website, right? It continues some price list, geography, and so on. And so here the contact section comes in the middle of the website after the main advantages. So once you as a client already learned all the essentials, you may be ready to contact the person. And if you have any marketing background, you know what is CTA is, like call to action. And call to action on landing pages, for example, when people want to sell something, they repeat themselves. It's not just one call to action, right? It's in the menu, it's in the middle, and it's in the footer of the website. And the same thing you can do with the contact me section on your portfolio website. You can put it in the menu, you can put it in the middle, and you can finish the website with it again. And there is nothing bad about that. So just go ahead and think how you're gonna design it, or just get this template and start from it right away, because it's a pre-designed solution for you. And yeah, so it's a very nice idea to think how you can repeat several times the contact section or your contacts on the page. Okay, there's nothing wrong with that. Or share your opinions. Maybe you think that it's too much, maybe it's too silly, maybe it's too, cheesy. So let me know what you think about that. But I think it may work if it's nicely designed, if it's not annoying, And here is not annoying. It's nothing like a red or a yellow thing that pops up on you. No, it's just very minimalist and also narrow section. Right. So just to finish with this website template that I encourage you to try if you don't have other options in mind. It's better to have a portfolio created out of a template than not have one at all, right? So if you're really thinking, if you were like choosing how should I start, how do I go about my website, my portfolio website, so probably this is the first thing to do, is to try and use this template, which you can modify, which you can throw away some blocks out of it and add some others. I'll just show you in a minute how to do that. Right, so the next section is about the pricing. The whether or not to put the pricing is a huge question, and we have discussed it with the Simon, who was the designer here. So this is Simon Weiss, and so he proposed a very nice idea of putting the pricing, but putting the pricing like it's put here as well, from. So you put the beginning pricing so that the client knows that, the price starts here, but then it may very probably increase based on the hours you work or based on the difficulty of work and they need. But at least you put some numbers. Okay, it's at least you say, here I understand the person will never work for less than $500. Right? It's not possible to approach him if I only have 200, right? So I just switch to another person, and that is very good, because again, it saves time of your client and it saves your time when you have to say, no, I'm sorry, but these are my pricing. Right. So some facts about the designer and project geography. Yeah, good if you have something like that to boast. Why not? Some conditions, terms of cooperation. You see the prepayment, if you work on prepayment basis or not. Well, this is all optional, right? The workflow. What is the work process and what are the steps? This is important. And a brief. So here is very nice, because finally we have a brief that I can fill in myself as a website visitor, and the designer will receive it in his or her CRM system. Right, and there's some free stuff, buttons, and some other nice stuff that you may or may not put in on your website. And then there is a footer again with the contacts. You see the email is here, and the social media, and the phone number. So we have just repeated the contacts section that was in the middle and here on top as well. under the hamburger menu. So this is a very good, a very strong structure. It is also like a very long website, so you can just cut and take some ideas out of it. I hope it was inspiring for you. And now let me just check if you have any questions, and we are moving to building the portfolio website on Tilda ourselves. So okay, hello. I narrate and produce audiobooks. Is there a good way to embed audio clips in the Tilda website? Hi Bill. Yeah, so absolutely you can embed your audios. It depends on the where you host them. If you host them on SoundCloud, there is a direct integration, so you can have a nice widget, right, with your audios. If not, you can always use the HTML block and use just embed code, and then your audio service will be also embedded into Tilda, right? So it is totally possible, right? I'm retired and engineer of communication in the past. Oh, very nice. Very interesting to have you here, Tamara. Thank you. South California, Bill's from South California. Great. Cheers for California. I think it's early morning for you, so good morning. Right, so let me now show you 2 ways to create your portfolio on Tilda without code. So let me just log into my Tilda account. I'll create a new website from here, and I will call it portfolio website. Right, so to create a new page, there is a clear button, create a new page. And what do we see here? So we see here like lots and lots of templates that you can have a look at. And as I mentioned, so let's search the templates, portfolio. And there are 25 different templates for your portfolio, but I want to find this one, yes, the one that we just checked. I click create, and here I am in the editor, so I can edit anything. All the blocks, they're all 0 blocks. So it's important to know that on Tilda you can create websites out of the pre-designed blocks. If you have like 0 experience with the graphics editors, you never ever open Photoshop, Figma in your life, then probably start from the easier pre-designed blocks. If you have some experience, then a 0 block will be very easy for you. You don't need to learn anything. I will just in a second open it and show how it works. And then the advantage of 0 block is that you can create any design, so very unique design, whatever you want, and also animate it as much as you want and without code. So right, so this template, well, since it is made for a designer, it is made with the 0 blocks. And yes, so if you start from the template, you might want to know how to modify the blocks. And about that, if this is your first time when you are seeing Tilda interface, I strongly suggest you to go ahead and tap in YouTube Getting Started with Tilda. So in this tutorial, which lasts like 20 minutes, you will understand how to use Tilda once and for all. And this is very easy because Tilda, the strongest, probably one of the strongest points of Tilda is that it's very easy to start with Tilda. You don't need to go through courses and tutorials and listen for hours of all the tools and so on. It's very minimalist in its interface, and so it's very intuitive. You see, I can see the plus here, so I click on the plus and the block library opens, and I can add any block I want from these categories. For example, if I want to add an impact phrase here, I have a bunch of the pre-designed impact phrases, and for example, I just click on this and it's here, right? Then the spacing is already also thought through. So all the blocks are created by professional designers, and there are more than 550 blocks now, and that makes it easy to create still unique websites and still unique designs out of pre-designed and easy to edit blocks, right? And here as well, like to delete, I obviously click here, like duplicate, turn off. Anyway, so if you want to really get started with Tilda, just go ahead and type "Getting Started with Tilda" tutorial, and you will know how to edit all the standard blocks, right? The important thing also is if you want to start from the template like this one, and you want to mix and match these blocks, the set of blocks in this template with some other blocks from other templates, it's totally possible. Because, for example, I can just delete a couple of blocks here. For example, I don't want to show my pricing, okay, and then I can add from the block library, or I can go ahead and create a new page, add another template, portfolio, add another template, for example this one, and just steal some blocks from here. Why not? For example, features, right? I click here, copy, then I switch to the first page that I have created and just paste it here, and voila, I got the entire block from another template pasted in this template, right? So this is how you can mix and match templates very easily, and blocks as well. Until very nice. So, but for today's webinar, I really wanted to create something a little bit more challenging, and I want to show you how to create a unique design from scratch. So I was inspired by this website of a designer. Okay, so this is what it looks like. It also is very minimalist, but there are some nice things. You see, you hover over this arrow, it moves and it brings you to the second section of the website. Then there are some works, more works with the interactive but yet subtle animation, some illustrations made by this designer, right? Some more animation and a footer. So that's it, a one-page thing. And I wanted to recreate it today in front of your eyes in Zero Block. Okay, if you're ready, let's just add a new page to a project, and let's start from the blank page from scratch. First thing I do, I add a Zero Block and I go to block editor. So this is what it looks like. You have several types of elements like texts, images, shapes, buttons, videos, tooltips, HTML as well. For those who want to embed anything, you can embed it using this add HTML element. Online forms and galleries, right? So first of all, I just delete everythh we have here. I zoom out and I make the first screen a bit longer. Okay, I think I will need something like 830, yeah, maybe pixels. So this is how you can, make your screens narrower or taller, right? Then let me add the text element. And so what I will do to save our time, I have already, no, I'm not writing to Simon. Wait. Okay, so I have already created all of the text that I need. So I will be just, very quickly copying and pasting stuff and explaining you how and why and what do I do. Okay, so if you have any questions, please please ask them in the chat. Okay, I have a question here from Alex. Hi Elizabeth, it will be awesome if Tilda has a mobile macOS app. Just a recommendation since it's getting a lot of traction, right? Well, the reason we don't have the application is that it's not very, we don't find it very user friendly to make a design, especially for the desktop, inside a mobile. Like it's really challenging. If you try and modify, you can modify Tilda website on your phone in the browser, because it's browser-based software, right? But it's somewhat, it's somewhat tiring, because it's really like if you go to the desktop version on the mobile screen, it's all super small and you want to be precise when you create a website, right? So yeah, we find that it's more like it's funnier and faster to design using desktop. But if you have another take on that, please share and we will definitely consider that. And our developers are listening to this webinar for sure. Sorry for these notifications, let me just quit it. Yeah, so our developers are always with us, and we are super open to the new proposals, right? So let's get into the website. So the first thing, I just copy and paste the text. Then what do I want to do? I want to change the typeface, right? And let me do it in the site settings. So if I go to the site settings, these settings are relevant to all the website. So I want to change the tag, the font to Tilda Sans, which is a very nice sans serif from Tilda. I'm going back to the page, open the block editor, and you see I am prompted to change the font to Tilda Sans, right? So I make it a bit bigger, spacing a bit smaller, something like that. Right, so why am I making several pieces of text? Well, this is because I want to insert some images, because I will just show you how the cover page that I want to create looks like. Okay, so this is the cover page that I'm creating right now. You see, this is a bunch of text, and then there is a illustration. The good thing about Zero Block, you can insert SVG without making them into, converting them into PDF. So that's what I'm going to do. That's what I'm going to do now. Web projects, and yeah, let me just insert all the SVGs here. Just drag and drop them. The illustrations, web projects, and some images, and there will be a star here in the subtitle. Okay, star. No, star doesn't want to move. Okay, right, so I'll just make it a little bit smaller, something like that. Web projects and illustrations. So let me just adjust the size of this SVG piece and illustrations, right? A good tip I can give you is don't create every time a new text layer from here. You just copy and paste by holding options key on Mac, because you won't need, in this case, to redesign text. You already have the right font, you already have everything fixed, and it saves you a lot of time. So let me just do it as quickly as I can, but you see how the process is. It's pretty much quick. So here is a collection of images. I'll just make the text longer. Right, and the last line is here. Okay, so I think we are done here. Of course, we can make it a little bit more perfect. We can work on the spacing here, but I just want to show you the principle, right? How does it work? Nice. So hello, Kate Joyce here. I'm a web designer and illustrator. Here you can find my web projects and illustrations. Then after we will add the links, of course, to make it look like that. Okay, it's clickable, as you see. If I click illustrations, I go directly to illustrations. If I click web projects, it brings me to web projects. Right. But for the moment, let me just concentrate on the essentials. Right, and then after, as you can see, let me just put it here. So this is the main text that you read right away. Okay, it's 5 lines, but it's funny, it's not boring, because you have some illustrations in between and you have some links that you can click. So it's not super boring to for me as a visitor to go through this text. And then there is a smaller, let's say, subtitle. Find out more about me, check my Behance, contact me, and let's create something awesome together. Okay, so it's kind of a call to action thing. Right, so let me just copy again this text, and all right, the star will be moved here. So here it's smaller, it's 22. I will add all the links, I promise, afterwards. So once we are done with the design, then I will go and set up the navigation, right? And a star here. Okay, the only thing left is the maybe, yeah, just like that. Okay. The only thing left is the arrow. As you remember, there is an arrow here that is animated. So animated arrows, how do I get the arrow? Well, I can try and copy it, right? I'll just save it as a picture and just drag and drop it. No, it was an HTML, sorry. Yeah. Yeah, I have it already, right? So the arrow is here. The arrow is also made in SVG. So in any vector graphics editor, you can create an arrow. And I will need a guide here to make it nicely aligned with our subtitle, right? So another thing that if you're a designer, you care about the grid. In zero block settings, you can make it visible and you can modify it. So here we have the default 12 column grid, okay, which is a very typical thing for the website, and you should not worry about this or change it if you are not into design. But just for you to know that it's customizable, and it helps you to align all the elements along the website. So when I will create the second zero block or the third one, I will make sure that all of my elements are aligned to the left and to the right, which is important. Now, the arrow, if you remember, I will just show you again, it was animated. So if I hover over it, you see it moves up and down, up and down. How do I do that? Well, very easily. So I highlight or I select the element, then I go to the settings and I hit step-by-step animation, which is at the very bottom of the settings, right? I hit add, then event. So event is like, when do you want animation to happen? I want it to happen on hover, like before I click. I already hover with my mouse over the arrow and it starts moving, right? So I choose on hover. Now, I need to add two more steps. Like one step is when the arrow goes down and another step is when it goes back up, right? So I add the step, I bring manually my arrow down, for example, 20 pixels, and I make a duration a little bit faster so that it's like that. I will show you the preview so that you make sure that it's okay. And the step 2 is when the arrow comes back. So I go to 20 pixels up again with the same duration. And now let's play the elements up, up. Yeah, very nicely. Have you seen that? I'll just increase and I will show you again. Up, up. Okay, so this is what our arrow will do on hover. And as you saw, that was pretty much easy to do. Right, and the last thing is the background color. So the background color of all the website and of this block as well is this grayish color. Let me just close, I'll make it the grid invisible. Okay, so that you can see what it looks like. Right, so we have just created the hero page. Let's have a preview. I hover over the arrow, it goes up and down. The arrow might be a little bit smaller than this one, but we're gonna correct it afterwards if we have time, right? So this is our first screen. We just made it manually from scratch. And now I wanna add another zero block, and we are going to create this nice section, the web projects, right? So what do we have here? We have a SVG illustration, 4 pictures, images, and pieces of text. So let's go ahead and create it. Right. Also, the length or the height of this block is bigger than the cover page, if you can see, right? So it's like two screens on my laptop. So let's make it longer for us as well. To do this, you just hover your mouse to the edge, to the bottom of the 0 block artboard. You press and hold and you bring it all the way down and it becomes longer. So it's pretty much intuitive. Right, so here I will add a text element, and I have all the text here, so don't worry, it's not gonna take us years. I will go through this very quickly, and in the meantime you can think if you have any questions for me, and once I'm done with this section I will be very happy to take your questions. For the moment you can also see what the process of editing text in 0 block looks like or feels like, right? If you have any questions, again, ask them. I mean, any questions about the layout design that I'm doing now. Let me see. Might rewatch this video later again. I'm a newbie in Tilda, but I'm a video maker using After Effects Premiere Pro. Okay. Yeah, of course, absolutely, you can rewatch this video because it's going to be saved, as I said, on our YouTube channel. So just make sure you subscribe, and yeah, and also if you have registered to the webinar, if you have clicked the link and gave your email, then you're going to receive tomorrow the email with the recording in it. So yeah, right. So so I think here was 18, here was 22. And here was 18 as well. Once I create this part, I can just copy and paste it like 4 times to use it for our other sections. Here I might need to have a grid because yeah, I want to make sure that everything is aligned. This will also save my my time. You can also group these elements if you want. I will not do it for the moment. Okay, nice. Then I copy and paste them here and here again. Nice. So now I need to add an SVG icon on top. Here it is. Nice. And basically now I just go ahead and add the images like that by dragging and dropping them here, all the 4 of them. You see they are uploaded in different size, and then I can just easily adjust their size to what I need. Okay, I want it to be 20 pixels in between the image and the text. Yeah, to check, by the way, to check the spacing, I hold Option key on my Mac, and I have all these AC distances. This is very practical. Also saves a lot of your time. Right, so 15, so go as 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I want to make it a little bit, or maybe not. No, I will leave it a little bit smaller. I will do it. Okay. So let's check. It's 41. Okay, now it's 20, and I bring everything down. Right, to give some air here on top. Yeah, I think I confused. So this one goes here, and this one here. Right. I will not take your time by editing texts, right? Because I want you again to understand the principles of working on Tilda. So all texts are the same, but you understand the principle that you can change the years, change the names of the projects and the descriptions, right? It's quite easy and yeah, clearly. I think it's very understandable, but let me know if it's not clear. I will go into the detail and I will explain you how to do that. Now I want to add some links because these are the projects. So this is the portfolio website, and these are this is the project demonstrations, right? So how do I add the link to the elements? So basically in 0 block you can add links to any element. To do that, you highlight the element or elements. I can highlight all of them, right? And I go here on the right in my settings, I have the link tab, and here I just paste URL. Okay, so for example, if I want to go to Tilda Education /en, this as well. Okay, so this will be the link also here, so that these elements become clickable, right? And here as well. I save it, close it, and let's have a look. Let's have a preview. So we have just designed in like 10 minutes 2 screens out of scratch. They are very much unique, and they do work. You see, if I click, I end up on Tilda Education. Here as well, here as well. Well, everything is okay. This image seems a little bit too big for me, so I'll just go ahead, oops, block editor, and very quickly make it smaller. Yes, like this. Nice. So the second section is done as well. And what goes next? So the next one is very, very fun. It's a funny part because it's very interactive. You see, there are effects on hover. I hover over the names of the projects, and then the images appear. How do I do that? Well, there is a trick that I want to show you. For all animation, which is like a bit more demanding than the animation we have created with the arrow, there is a web animation course until then, which yeah, it looks like that, and there are more than 20 different animation effects, and each of these effects is also a template. For example, this one, you see the effect on scroll. You got the elements transparent. You see I scroll and the image disappears. And then there is a video lesson or video tutorial how to create this effect. And down here there is a template ID. And let me show you how to use it. So basically you can just steal these effects and paste them already with all animations set up to your project. So the animation I'm interested in is this one. The image appears when hovering over text. Look at that. It's pretty much the same one, right? And I don't want to like create it from scratch. Why should I? I just go there, I copy template ID, get back to my project, create a new page. I create a new page, the blank page, right? Sorry, not the blank page. So I want to create a new page out of a template. How do I do that? I just scroll all the way down and I find this button, enter template ID. So I enter it, create a new page, and voila, I have it in my project. So the entire page was copied with all the explanatory elements, right, which we don't need. We only need practically this very block. So what do? We just copy it from this page, open the page index, get back to our page, which, no, this one, I think I created for nothing, so I just delete it. Here is our page, right? And I just paste it after the block I have just created, and voila, here it is. So now let's go ahead and set it up. How to do that? First, I want to change, first the prompt for the fonts. We're using Tilda Sans here. Then the background color, I also want to change into our background color. Now, what is left for me is to take away all the elements that we don't need, like this one, this one. I want to explain how to do animation on this website. No need for that. Also here, hover over any heading. That's not necessary. So now I just copy and paste the names of the projects. Okay, so I'm just changing these texts. No name project. Okay, very nice name of the project. Layout and commercial. Okay, so we have 5 projects and 5 pictures. And now the funny part. So how do I know which picture corresponds to which project, right? So it's very easy. I just click on the picture. I go to the step-by-step animation, go edit. You see here, it's already, everything is set up. And I just see here the trigger. So the trigger for this image is the first one. You can see it's underlined in yellow. I'll just go a bit closer so that you can see. Up. So this is the trigger. So I know that this picture appears when I hover over the first subtitle or the title of the project. And what do? I just pick up my picture and I just drop it, and it's pasted instead of the previous one. Okay, and I do this with every other, with all the other pictures. Like this one is about the layout. Okay, third one was this one. Another one is for the no-name project. Okay, good. This one. And if I cannot see the last picture, let me just make it a little bit smaller. If I cannot see this one, for example, I can also go to the layers, the layers panel, which you can find here in the menu, or you can use just a Command L shortcut. It's all about shortcuts, as you may know if you have ever worked with any graphics editors, right? But also, yeah, it's you can find it here in the menu, like all the things that you may need, like hide layers, zoom in, zoom out, guides if you need a horizontal or vertical guide, and more. So here are the layers, and this is probably the picture that we cannot see. You see, it's in the bottom, right? And so let me just go ahead and upload my own. Okay, and I make it a little smaller so that it appears here. Let's close the layers button, save the 0 block, close it, and let's have a look of what we have just created. So the hero page, the page with website projects, and the continuation of the website projects. It works, you see. I did not do any setup for the animation. Okay, I may want to move some pictures somewhere, right? So for example, this one, which is a little bit too low, but normally, like, I don't need to do anything. It's already there, so it works pretty well. I like how it works. What about you? Do you like this section or not? Just let me know in the comments. All right. Oh, new comment. I love 0 block editor. Thank you for this workshop. Thank you so much for sharing this. It's very inspiring. Thanks a lot. Okay, so let's see the next section. What was the next section on the website? So the next section is the illustrations. It's pretty much the same as the first one. And after that, it's another one with the projects, with the animation on hover, right? So what am I going to do? I'm going to skip this second part. Why? Because we are short in time. Just to show, to save your time, because I know you're all busy people, and that makes no sense for me now to copy and paste. Basically, what I was about to do is I was about to go ahead and copy this block here, and just change the images, the texts. Here, the icon on top, and then I would copy the second one, and I would change the names of the projects and the images, right? But you already know how to do that from my previous 20 minutes of design live. So I don't think that you really need to see the second part again, right? So let me go ahead and create this footer, and then I will create a menu, and then I will set up all the links and navigation, okay? And what is interesting about footer is that there is this huge contact button. You see, it's the website is very minimalist, but then the CTA button is very, very big. And yet it's nicely designed, right? So it's not like screaming. It's not like I don't feel embarrassed by it, and it reacts on hover, right? So I hover on it and it changes the color, which is also nice. So if I click on contacts, you see here no emails, no phone numbers like we saw previously. It's just this button. So I click on it and I can fill in myself just 3 simple things: my email, my name, and my phone number, and I send it over, and the designer would receive my contacts, and she will decide, you know, if she wants to contact me or not. And that's a very nice, I think, solution for the portfolio website. So let me show you how to do that. I create another zero block. Sorry, here. So I create another zero block. I go to the block editor. I delete all these default elements. I modify the background color. Okay, I create a text layer. Let me just copy and paste the text. So I'm open for new projects and collaborations. Shall we make something fun together? Okay, so it's 22 and it's 2 lines. Let me do it like that. I like it more this way. Okay, and then there were 4 different text layers. It was about me, and they were smaller. They were like 18. I would put them 18. About me. Then there was Behance. Behance link are, yeah, the links to your Behance, they're important, because if you're a designer, especially if you're a designer, you know it. If you're an aspiring designer, you're just getting into the business, I'll just let you know that without a link to the Behance, you might never be hired, or it's gonna be like really difficult for you to get hired. So it's always good to have both website and Behance. But if you have already the Behance profile, it's good. But if you're a designer, you should have your personal portfolio website as well, because it shows your skills, it shows your work in action, right? Then there was web projects link, and the last one was illustrations, which we did not add to save some time. Okay, so let me align this text. Here you can align elements very quickly, so up and like this. Very good. And now the button, this huge button. Okay, so I add the element button and I just modify it. There is no background color, as you remember. There is only the border color, which was black. I'll put it 2 pixels, right? The color of the text was also black. The caption was contacts. Very good. The URL I will add when we set up the navigation, just in a couple of minutes. Yeah, I want to make it really small, really big. It was Tilda Sons, medium, and I'll make it 30 perhaps. Yes, maybe normal. Okay. Right, so this is the button. I think it was even bigger on the original website, and maybe the border should be, yes, like this. Okay, so this is my button. How do I do this hover effect that it changes the color on hover? So it's very easy. Here is the hover tab. So for all the buttons in zero block settings, there is a hover tab where you can set up right away color on hover, background on hover, border on hover, and the duration. Okay, so my color on hover, I don't remember exactly, it was blue, yes, this one. So I changed the color on hover, which is the color of the text of the caption, and the border hover, and background we don't have it, right? So, and here I can see right away what it looks like. I hover, and right in the editor I see the results. So now I feel like I want to make the border a bit thicker still, and maybe context I will put 35. Yeah, maybe now it's more nicer like that. Okay, So I save it. No, actually there was also, yeah, these two elements that we forgot about. So another arrow, which brings us to the top of the website, which is very useful as well, because if you scroll all the way down and you just, that's it. You want something, some interaction. And this is the interaction, very nice, that brings you up where you can or see the website from from the beginning, or go to the contacts, because there is a menu on top here with the contact as well, and the navigation and other links which you may want to click. Right, so let's add this arrow and let's add this copyright thing. So the copyright thing goes here. Voila. I want to align it also with the button, and it should be, looks a little bit big. I'll put it in 16. Right, and the arrow, I have it in SVG. Just copy and paste here. Now I need to rotate it because it has to point up, and I want to make it smaller. It's a bit too big. So to rotate, there is a setting rotation. I'm rotating it 180. I want to align it also on the bottom with other elements here. Very good. And I will do same animation here. I will add animation on hover. I will add the first step with the duration of 0.4 seconds and the move 20 pixels up, and the step 2, 20 pixels down. 1, 2. All right, let's have a look. Play element, up, up. Very nice. Save, close. So I think we are almost done. There's a very big space. Let's see if it bothers us on the preview. Yeah, it's clearly too big. Let's just make the zero block a little bit narrower for our footer. How do we do that? We just go ahead and grab all the elements, we bring them up, holding shift so that they don't move around. Yes, I will make it a little bit narrower, maybe a little bit more even. Okay, save, close, and let's go to see the preview of the website that we have just created. Okay, so this is the section with the web projects, additional web projects with a nice animation, and the footer. Not bad, not bad. And now what do we miss? Let me just make this zero block a little bit narrower as well, because it's a lot of free space. Save, close, preview. Okay, now it's better. Looks better to me. You see the contacts button works on hover. So we have created the cover page, the portfolio page, another portfolio section, and the footer. We are missing only one element, which is the menu. So how do we make the menu? We just add another zero block, yes, but if you have several pages in your website and you want menu to appear on all of them, you want to create it as a header. And to do that, you want to add a new page and create only one menu block on this page, nothing else. And then we will assign it as a header. Okay, but first of all, let's just add the right text to the menu. So Kate Joyce was the name that we chose for this portfolio. A person, designer, Kate Joyce, very good. And then 3 buttons about me, I think. About me, projects, and the famous button contacts, which I add as a button, right? So I do the same. I take away the background color. Up, caption is no contacts, is the caption. 22, too much. Tilda Sans, normal. No, I'll stay with the 18, I think. And all of these ones are also 18. So the font size is 18. Then the border, I need to add a border. It's black. 1 pixel is enough. Radius is good. I'll make it a little bit shorter. Narrower. Okay. Let me align it with other elements. Good. Now you can also tidy up. So just the horizontal space. Okay, something like that. Then I want to group it, put it in the middle of the page, so I'm sure it's on the middle. Then for the button again, for the color on hover, is like that. I save it. The background color as well. Yes, the background color is always this grayish color. Here we go. We save and close it. What do we do next? So first of all, we publish it. And here comes the question. What's the name of the website? And how do we do about like domain? So about the domain, very quickly, perhaps you already know it, but I want to share it with you because it's important. On Tilda, you can go ahead and don't pay for any domain and use the Tilda subdomain, which you see it right now. So for example, I put katejoyce.tilda.ws, and that will be for free. So it's going to be published for free. And you're going to use it as a domain name. Otherwise, you can go ahead and in site settings, customize your domain and use the domain that you already purchased, or you need to buy a domain somewhere. There are plenty of registrars and it doesn't cost a lot. It's just like from €2 per year, from $5 maybe a year, and then you have your personal domain name. Then you add it here and you have to do some modifications on the registrar side following these instructions here on Tilda. And then you can use your own domain without the tilde ws ending. Okay, so both options are available. Right, so what do I want to do is go to the header and footer section in site settings and set our menu page as a header. I did not give it a name. Let's see, yes. In the page settings, I want to name it as menu so that I don't understand what I'm talking about. So what happens now? I will change the page title here as well. Kate Joyce portfolio website. The description is also important for SEO, so I will also edit Kate Joyce web design and illustration portfolio website. Okay, keywords work great here. I save the changes, I publish this page, and let's see, the menu is here. You can see, so menu appeared automatically because we have assigned it as a header, but I don't like this big space, and I want to make my first zero block a little bit more compact. Oops. So I just select all the elements and bring them up. Okay. I save and close, republish. Okay, now it looks great. You see, it fills the entire screen of my desktop. I don't need to scroll to see it all, and then yeah, it works. So now we have created pretty much the website. Two things are left: to create the navigation and to assign links for the online form. So to set up the online form, how are you going to receive these submissions when people click contact? And let's start from that because that is very important. So in order to receive submissions, you need a pop-up, right? And pop-up is called form pop-up. So you can search here in the block library if you know what you're searching for, or you can just go ahead and choose this form and button category, where there are a lot of buttons, but also a lot of forms. And there is a pop-up form. Why do we need a pop-up? Because it's opened based, it's opened from on the click, when you click on the button. Right, so I need this one, pop-up form with multiple inputs, right? I edit here, and then I go to the content section to set it up. So I don't need an image, right? Title and description was contact me. No description needed. And this is the link. So this link I need to assign to the button, so that when I click the button, or when a visitor clicks the button, this pop-up appears, right? So I copy it now, right? And input fields, yes. So email, name, and phone number. Okay, so I save and close. Now I open this block with the contacts button, and here I find the URL, and I paste exactly only this part of the URL, right? So the hashtag pop-up my form. I save, close, and the last thing I want to modify the pop-up. The background color should be our famous background color. Do I need to set anything here? I don't know. Let's just have a look on what happens. So now when I click the contacts, voila, the contact online form works, right? It's very good, but I have here, it's totally free. I don't need this, and I want it to be, entirely gray, right? So overlay color, save and close, and I also want to take away this it's totally free phrase, right? So let's have another look. Preview. I click the contacts, and yes, so it's exactly as we saw on the website. Contact me, very minimalist, very nice. Here's the button to close. And the same link I want to add to the menu, right? Because there is another contacts button in the menu. I save and close, I go up, I click header, I go to the menu, block editor, contacts button, and I paste the link here. Let's see if it works. Publish. No, it's going to be only the menu. Okay, Joyce portfolio, publish, portfolio, save and continue. Now I click this button here from the menu, and the same form appears, right? Now, the question is, where do I receive these submissions, the form submissions? Where do they end up? Let me show you. So the site settings. Now let me go to the project. So here is the project dashboard, right? You have all your pages that we have just created. You have a header here, the name of the project, and on top here you have a leads button. So in this section, all the submissions will be hosted, will be automatically stored for 30 days by default, but then they're going to be deleted, and you don't want your submissions to be saved there. It's just a kind of a backup solution that Tilda engineers came up with. But what you want to do is to connect the data collection services. How do you do that? You go to the site settings, forms, and here you have all the data collection services you can choose from. What do we have here? We have email, Google Sheets, and you can connect all of them, you know, not only one. And I really recommend you to connect at least 2 of them. Telegram, Trello. So what does it mean? Every time a person goes to your website, fills in the form, you will receive an email notification with all the data that a person has submitted. Same thing for Google Sheets. A new Google Sheet is created. Let me show you how it works. So I click Google Sheet, connect Google Sheet. I create my Google profile. I grant the access, and that's basically it. So it's created. You see a spreadsheet is created with the respective columns based on the number of input fields you have. Okay, so I save it here. Then I go all the way back to my website page. And it's very important not to forget to do that. I go here to my online form, content, connected services. And here I need to tick this Google Sheet. You see, G Sheet, it means Google Sheet. That was just created. I save and close. I republish the page. And now let me show you something. So I say email, for example, kjoyce@gmail.com. Kate and any phone number, submit. Thank you that it has been submitted. Thank you very much. And where do I see these Google Sheets? So I go to site settings, forms again, connected services, and here is the link to the Google Sheet to the spreadsheet I was just created. And here you have already filled in data. So this is the submission that you already have. It's very good. It's really automation. It's a very good thing. And another thing that you can do also is to connect the Tilda CRM or any other CRM if you already have one. But Tilda CRM is good if you really have a lot of customers and you want to manage them professionally. There is a built-in free CRM system, so why not to use it? Okay, I will not go ahead and show you all the steps. There are very few and it works very quickly, so I think you can go ahead and check it yourself. If you have any questions, again, even after the live stream, even if you are watching it as a recording, you can always paste your questions to the comments of this video, and we constantly check all the comments, and we gotta make sure that you will receive the reply as soon as possible. Okay, so just you know that you have a built-in CRM here. So the last thing is to set up the navigation. Let me show you how you do that. So if this is a one-page website, we will need something that is called anchor links. So if for example, I would have a multi-page website, my web projects would correspond to one page, my illustrations would correspond to another page, and the collection of images to the third page. So I will just easily add their URL addresses. But if all of these are just sections on one page, then you need anchor links, so-called anchor links. So what is that? I add a new block from the other category, which is the third block here, anchor link. It is not visible for the visitors, but it's useful for you. I go to the content and I name it as web because it's for web projects. Then I get back to the cover page. I select the web projects. This is the phrase that I want to add the link to. I go ahead here on top, insert link. I insert the link with the hash web. Okay, then I set up the what the link looks like. I think 2 pixels, good. Okay, and for illustrations, I will do the same since we did not create a new section for illustrations. But if you had another section for illustrations or for any other project, you just add another anchor link, and you call it differently. Okay, and you add links in the same manner. And that's how you can create navigation within one page. Okay, right, 2 pixels here. Also, I have a link here on my Behance, and here I will just put the Behance main page, behance.net. Also the style and color I can modify. Okay, Behance. So I make the underline in order for people to understand that it's clickable. Okay, contact me. I want me to be here. Yeah. Okay, so contact me is the third time that I add the pop-up link here. Pop up my form. Okay, just like I did for the buttons previously. I save and close it, and let me publish it. Let me show you how it works. So now I click the web projects and I get, I jump to the section where I put the anchor link. Remember, I put the anchor link here. It's not visible, but I as a visitor, they brought here. Another thing, how you can make it smoother. You saw it was very quick, the jump to this section. You did not even realize what happened. So to make it smooth, there is another block, which is just after the anchor link, smooth scroll to a local anchor link, which makes the scrolling smoother when you click the link. Let me show you the difference. So now if I click web projects, up, I have very pleasant, smooth scroll, as opposed to the previous jumping move, right? And it works for all the links, so you don't need to add this block for any link. You just add it once to the page and all the anchor links become smooth. Okay, good, so now you know it. Now I need to add also the link for the for this arrow, and the link for this arrow will be also web, right? Because we are bringing our visitors to the second section, and our second section is the web project. So I put hash web save close. Let me show you in the preview. Up, also very smooth. Nice. Now I go all the way down and I want to edit the links here. So about me, it will be the link to the to this page. And another good thing about the anchor links is that you can share them in a way that you share the page and it opens exactly on the section that you want it to open. Okay, so if you share the page with a name like kjoys.tilda.ws /portfolio hashtag hash web, then when you open this page, it's gonna be it's not gonna open from the first screen, but it's gonna be you're gonna see the web projects right away, which is very handy. Okay, behance.net. Now web projects, same thing, web here, illustrations, I'll do the same. Yes. Oh, and now for our arrow. So with the arrow, we want this arrow to bring us all the way up to the first block. So I can either add in another anchor link just in front of it, or I can go to the settings of the block and copy the block ID. Go all the way down and assign as a URL this block ID. You see, it also comes with a hash in front. Save, close. Let's see what happens if I click on this nicely animated arrow. I am going very smoothly top of the page. Very nice. Right, so I think the navigation is done. Let me just check. Let me publish the page. Let's check all together. Okay, if you see that something doesn't work or you have any questions, the time is now. Oh yeah, the menu. We did not add these links to the projects, about me, and the kJoys. Very important to add the link to the homepage here, because yeah, we all are already influenced by internet, by online interaction. So we really expect this name of the website, or it can be a logo here, to bring us to the homepage. I guess it's really important to think about it. So I go to the header. I open the block editor first. kJoys URL, about me, also same homepage, and projects. I will put this hash web, the second section of the website. All right, now I think we are all done. We publish the menu, then we go ahead and publish the portfolio page, and let's check again. So about me brings us to the same page. Projects brings us to the second section. Contacts me, contacts bring to the contact me pop-up. kJoys, yes, again. and all these links work. Animation works. Contacts, yes. Online form, about me. We did not make it right. And no, about me it's right. It's this page, this very page. Behance will bring us to the main page of Behance, right? And web projects and illustrations bring us here. So it's great. So the website is basically done. Then you can, of course, take your time and, for example, you see here, can you see it? No, you cannot. Anyway, you can add an SSL certificate so that it opens with the HTTPS instead of HTTP, which is a good thing to do. You can also adjust some little details, right? Like spacing here and there, and so on. But overall, the structure and the essence of the website is created. So it's ready now. You can already send this link, or you can put this link, you know, in your browser right now, and this website will open. And it was like totally like 1 hour work, and I have created a custom, not out of the template, but a custom project, which looks really nice. And yeah, you can go and see, for example, like where to get inspiration, because I was inspired by this website, as I told you. Like it's a little bit different, slightly different. Overall, the sense is the same. So I got inspired. Of course, I copied it. I would not do this for my own portfolio website. But if you ask me, like, where can I go and get inspiration, I would tell you MadeOnTilda. So yeah, you can just actually go there from your dashboard. So you go to your dashboard, and no, you can't. Okay, so you go to the Tilda website, to the tilda.cc, which is the main page of Tilda. Here you have all the description about the website builder, and here on top you have MadeOnTilda, and this is the gallery of the best hand-picked websites created on Tilda. And you have a lot here. You have a lot to get inspired by. Again, you can just scroll and search. Another place where you can get inspiration is the template collection, which you can also check here from your main page. More templates. And we have like more than 220 templates about everything, from driving school, veterinary clinics, football, soccer clubs, to yoga classes and designer portfolios, and so on. And they're also very nice, and you can learn a lot about the structure of the website that works. Okay, so the templates, the MadeOnTilda, and another thing is the probably you might be interested by the Tilda Education. Right, and Tilda Education is our learning resource, completely free, which has already 2 courses. One that you have seen before, web animation course with templates for all the effects. The link is in the description, and how to build a landing page course. And then there's a bunch of guides and articles about all things web design, digital marketing, that you can benefit from. Yeah, there are very clear guides on how to do this and that, email marketing, creating a unique selling proposition, guide to zero blog, by the way, for those who want to really get to know it better, and so on. There are video tutorials as well, stories from our users, and so on. So really go ahead and check Tilda Education. It's a very nice resource. Right, so that's it. Let me see if I have any more questions from you. Too much for the first experience with Tilda, but I'm an optimist. Oh, thank you, Tamara. Well, I know, yeah, it was a lot. But we have created a portfolio. I really think that those who want to create a portfolio probably, I assumed, probably had some experience with graphics editors, so it was not like too overwhelming. But if it was, I am inviting you to watch some tutorials on the basics of Tilda. Maybe it will help. Okay, And also re-watch this webinar. Why not? Maybe you can just follow the step by step, you know, putting on pause and stuff, and it will help. And thanks a lot for being with me, okay, all this 1 hour and a half. Thanks a lot for sharing your views and for asking questions. That was fun. And I'm looking forward to seeing you again sometime in September. We are planning a very interesting program for you, and we're planning to also invite some guests that will share their experience with no-code website building and web design and digital marketing and other things. So yeah, September, October, and other months this year, they're gonna be like really full of events. So if you want to follow us, please do subscribe to our YouTube channel, and also you can find us on all across all media channels, social media, I mean, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Just search for Tilda and you're gonna find us. Okay, and I want to remind you that all the new users have the 2 weeks free trial period, where you can just go ahead and publish your website and see if you like it or not. Just have a try, you know, and then decide if to stay until there, or you can also have a free account for life time. So you have all the opportunities, and I wish you very good luck, and I really hope that this live stream session was useful for you. If you were like hesitating if to create your portfolio or not, maybe it's too difficult, I really hope that was inspiring for you, and helped you to make one step toward your dream. Right, so thanks a lot, and see you very soon. Bye bye.